And welcome back to an episode of Geek Centurions. Me, boy, Eli.
Me, Joe.
And so, we've come to another sad news in the gaming sphere. Boy, oh boy, is it hard to be an Xbox fan nowadays. I'm more of I just like games, and I'll just play in whatever system I can get it in. But damn, this is, this is pretty sad.
Yeah, so, in case you haven't heard the news, it's very recent news at the time of recording. Xbox has been pushing the Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, for a couple years now, and a lot of people have seen it as sort of like the one shining beacon of Xbox in a way.
Yeah.
Like, Series X is a solid console. I think a lot of people can understand that, but given Microsoft's lack of like mainline exclusives and stuff, we truly have sort of seen Xbox, I think, sort of transition into just focusing purely on Game Pass. I mean, hell. You got the Gears of War games, the collection coming to PS5, which is, kind of a...
The fuck?
Yeah, like, one of those breaking down barriers, although at the same time, Helldivers 2 also coming to Xbox, sort of, with, actual, like, Halo ODST stuff, like, for the crossover.
That was a fun time.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool, you know. So it is in a lot of ways a changing of the industry in a way, but
yeah, because it's getting to the point within the industry where the idea of exclusivity is kind of going away, but it still kind of has that a bit of yeah, but if you want to play on this is kind of what you get. Like it's like a selling point, really, right?
Well, I mean, it kind of has to be because at a certain point, when you look at both the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, like, they are more or less similarly powered consoles. And, I mean, hell, PC gaming still, I feel like it's getting a lot more accessible nowadays, honestly.
Oh,
yeah. Hell, PlayStation has started porting a lot of their games to PC, right? Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's you can buy it on Steam.
Yeah, Last of Us. I think the God of War games, I believe, as well. So
it's like honestly, it doesn't surprise me that Xbox was the one to be like, yeah, we're just gonna like have it exclusive for a year and then pass it on to everybody else like at the end of the year, by the end of like next month or whatever.
Yeah, but anyways,
because it's kind of like the ecosystem that we kind of like ended up becoming and having. Like, what used to be expensive is no longer expensive, which is funny because I'm saying that now.
Yeah. But anyways, to get to the main topic of the episode is sort of Xbox announcing a sort of
a price hike.
Yeah,
specifically a 50% one.
Yeah, of Game Pass. Mainly, it's sort of from what I understand, it's a retooling of Game Pass itself. Because there was 3 tiers. I forget the names of the other 2 tiers, but mainly Ultimate was like the big one.
Yeah, so it's basically basic, premium, and Ultimate. Ultimate is the one that gets you the most stuff, and including the thing that made Game Pass to me very likable, which is the day one access to the games. And how much do I got to pay for that, Joey? A month?
So originally, before the price increase, it was $19.99, so that's $20 basically, US. And they increased it to $29.99, so now you're paying $30 for all that.
Yeah.
And obviously, definitely a big price jump. A whole $10, right? Which, I mean, given the state of the economy, I guess, not great.
No.
They try to justify it. Xbox released, their sort of statement on it, and they try to justify the hike. Mainly, it's stuff like, because I think Ultimate had access to
EA, Riot,
EA Play stuff, Riot stuff, like
Ubisoft, I think.
Well, no, this is coming with the new Ubisoft Plus.
Yeah.
So you get to be playing whatever stuff Ubisoft Plus, which is like their own subscription service, gets, along with like their classic games.
You're essentially buying the Disney Plus bundle.
Kind of, yeah.
But with everything included, so the thing that made the Disney Plus bundle at least made a little bit of sense, even though I think no one was buying it.
Yeah, but yeah, they're even adding the Fortnite Crew, which is like their monthly subscription pass of like.
You're essentially buying 4 different subscription passes from the sound of it.
Yeah, and that's their way of justifying it. They even talked about how you got your cloud gaming that's finally out of the beta, streaming at like 1440p. Um, a new reward system where I guess the more you play with Game Pass, like you earn points, and then you can exchange those points for like money and stuff, right? So it's a lot of these things, but obviously for a lot of people, like you're right, like the main thing was just wanting to play whatever games that were coming on Xbox day one for like a decent price, $20. You get a large library of games. They wouldn't be there all the time, right?
No, because like you need well, one, it's the easy way to compare it to was like Netflix.
Yeah, in a way, it was the Netflix of gaming, if you will, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of like, you spend this much money, you get this giant library of games that you can just try out, and if you like it, you can still buy it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I believe you get like discounted prices as well whenever you do buy games that are on Game Pass if you have the subscription, which helped out a bit, right? But obviously, yeah, paying $30 for all that is a bit of a much ask, especially because like when you look at it, right? Like, I think for most people, like they just wanted to play the games.
Yeah.
Not to say that it isn't a good deal in like terms of like, oh hey, you get access to EA Play and Ubisoft Plus, and
But the problem is, it's a lot to ask for the consumer. It's $30 a month, and with the way things are going now, like economy-wise, where, and I'm not trying to sound, not trying to make statements out there, but certain prices right now are a little high, where gaming was used to be sort of like more of a convenience. It wasn't like it wasn't an expensive hobby,
right.
And now we're making it an expensive hobby.
Yeah,
and like not many people want to pay that much. And yeah, sure, they have different so they each have a little tier list, right? With each their own little price. I think the lowest one is basically what you've been getting for the past few years. What, $15?
No, so if I recall correctly, you have Ultimate's the one that costs the most. Premium is sort of that middle tier, which I believe those Premium and Essential are staying at the same price. If I recall correctly, Essential should be $15, I think. I believe so.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, no. Premium is 15, so $14.99, and Essential is your lowest tier, right? That is let me double check if I have the price here right. Yeah, that one's gonna be $9.99, so that's $10. But obviously, it's the different stuff you get. Essential, which is your lowest one, right? Which is basically, I would essentially describe it as like
essential.
Yeah, because if you wanted to play online or whatever, that's what
you just paid what, $10?
$10 a month, which is like $60, which is like
fine.
Like your old, well, not $60 actually.
No,
not anymore. Because I was thinking about like old game Xbox Gold subscription where it's like $60 a year or whatever, which is miss those days, right? Miss those days. But yeah, Essential just comes with like a library of games, like 50 games. Just not as many stuff, and it's not even like the stuff you would normally get, right?
Yeah.
Like with like the higher tiers, right? Premium is probably what a lot of people are seeing as like maybe the more good option, because you still get a large library, about 200 games, which is this. By the way, this also includes like PC as well, right? And cloud gaming. You also have, I believe, with Premium, yeah. So you will get like new Xbox games coming out, but it will be within like the release window of a year. So it's not day one, and I think that's the thing. that people, again, it's like you said, like you liked the day one thing. You liked as soon as the game came out, you just go to Game Pass and download it.
It helps so many people get into newer games that like didn't have the ability to purchase them at the moment, right? So like Expedition 33, Game of the Year, right? One like a Game of the Year contender, the one that everyone has been raving about for I feel like a good 3 months, right? Maybe even longer. I finished the game like a month or two ago. Fantastic game, love that game. You're in the middle of playing it.
Yeah.
And even you're like, okay, I see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm liking it so far.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
Then like one of the best things about that was also how accessible it was, and Game Pass was one of the ways was able to be accessible because it was a day one purchase. It was a day one game on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, if it wasn't for that, a lot of people wouldn't have been exposed to the game. It also helped that it was very cheap.
Yeah, I guess in a way, like, because it wasn't like the normal typical AAA price.
No.
$70. It was what?
No.
50?
I think it was
60.
I need to double check. But you're right though. You're right at the end of the day, because like it's the ability to be affordable right now is the big thing involving this. Like I get the tier list and I get what they're trying to do and trying to make it like at least affordable, but you're kind of taking away a part of what made Game Pass so unique to itself. That became such like a interesting thing for people to buy.
No, definitely, and because I think at least for me, because I play a lot of games on my laptop, right? Like do some PC gaming stuff, and yeah, because I forget, like you also have just Game Pass, but just for PC in general, which is I think is the cheapest option. Well, not like the second cheapest option. But at the same time, I don't think Xbox is like PC game library, whatever that expansive.
No.
But at the same time, I did, but once you upgrade to like Ultimate or whatever, because that's what I did. And, you get a lot of different options, and it was kind of neat too to just like mess around with cloud gaming for a bit. Like, yeah, I obviously needed like a LAN cable to make it stable or whatever, but it felt good, and part of my brain kind of just goes like, okay, it'd be kind of neat to see how the system, because I haven't tried cloud gaming in a while yet for the Project Cloud stuff, xCloud. But it's just kind of like that's sort of an interesting thing too with Game Pass Ultimate. Now, granted, premium, the middle tier, is still getting that stuff, right? But ultimately, like it's yeah, like you said, it's a matter of convenience. It's a matter of like essentially allowing yourself to pay for what essentially is $20 a month. Beforehand, getting all these games, especially games day one, and it's not even like just the nature of it. It's just the trying it out. Because I think at the end of the day, people like to have that stuff, especially when it comes to like say like multiplayer games or something like that, right? Because I think when people want to try to play games with each other, they tend to lean towards games that are like cheap, because if you and your friends are trying to play games with each other, which is thankfully crossplay has been expanded.
Which is so funny because they were one of the bigger companies that was clamoring for crossplay.
Yeah, but it's so essentially having Game Pass. It's like, oh, why don't you just buy Game Pass for $20 and then you can find games that you and your friends can play, right? That's a pretty easy selling point. But now, raising the price, you might price out some of those people. Like, yeah, I don't want to pay $30 for the service, especially if I'm not going to be playing all the games on there.
Yeah.
Which I think was probably one of the critiques of Game Pass of like, okay, yeah, sure, you're paying this much money, but are you going to play all those games? And I think that's especially true now, because now you're paying $30, and yeah, cool, Ubisoft Plus, that's neat, right? You get to play a bunch of Ubisoft games, but at the same time, am I really going to go back and play Assassin's Creed 4 as much as I like Assassin's Creed 4? I don't think so. I mean, heck, if anything, I have the physical disc.
Yeah. You
Like,
still have a working 360.
well, I mean, we didn't. It wasn't on 360.
Oh, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Main point being, I can still play the older games if I really wanted to. I don't need to subscribe, or I don't need to.
The beauty with physical copies.
Yeah, I guess in a weird way. Like these are games I already own anyway. I
Yeah.
don't need that. And obviously, Fortnite is a Fortnite crew pass or whatever. You know, yeah, sure, it's neat if you're a person that is into Fortnite. It is a free to play game. It's like, oh yeah, sure. If I'm playing to be online anyway, if I have an Xbox, yeah, that's a solid deal anyway, right? But at the same time, you could argue that like, yeah, but if you don't care about any of the games that are on Game Pass, if you're strictly just like a Fortnite, Call of Duty, Madden player, which I imagine that's a fair large chunk of gaming, you know, casual audience, then realistically, it's probably just cheaper to pay the $12 it is for Fortnite Crew Pass than to just pay like an extra, you know,
whatever amount of money you pay for that month.
Yeah, you know. So that is
I mean, do you think there could have been a way where you could have done this, but like done it in a way where it didn't have to cost you this much? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you did it like a different tier, right? Where it's all that stuff that you mentioned with Ubisoft, a Fortnite, and you paid this amount of much, and like Ultimate is still the same price as it was.
like they made like a super Ultimate Pass or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible, but I think at the end of the day, like when you're thinking about, I guess, the marketing and the pricing and stuff, I don't know. Microsoft probably just felt like, well, realistic. I think they sort of saw it as like a benefit. You know, the pros outweigh the cons in terms of like the money, right? Like, so, and I think, you know, it's sort of like, okay, we raised it by $10, but we still keep the original Ultimate Pass. People are just gonna just buy the Ultimate Pass anyway. We're not gonna see enough
revenue,
and revenue if they buy like the super Ultimate Pass that comes with Fortnite and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Not enough people are gonna buy it, so just, you know, not do that, to just put that into the original Ultimate Pass.
That's kind of the thing about business that, like, you know, like I get, but it just never like worked with me personally, because I mean I took like a business class one time and I was like, I hate this so much. It just,
well, it's all about maximizing profits.
Yeah, it is.
You know, that's sort of the way, that's the system, right? And obviously you're seeing that with, I guess, how Microsoft is handling the Game Pass stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it is interesting because, you know, Game Pass, I feel like, was already like the most profitable thing that Xbox has done in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So it does necessitate, like, it does make you beg the question as to why they do it.
I think it's mainly because they need to make all the money back after buying Bethesda and shit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're wrong.
I think that's the common consensus right now.
Yeah, like, not to say that it hasn't worked out.
No, I mean, like, here's the thing. They've come out / promoted games. I'm like, oh wow, this is actually like really fun. Like, I enjoyed my time with Indiana Jones.
And I think a lot of people did. I think it's a solidly rated game. Yeah.
So it's a solidly rated game, and then there's also, you know, the Outer Worlds, and then there's Psychonauts 2, and then I'm trying to think of like all the other games that came out around the time with all their mergers. But not to say, Hi-Fi Rush, but they ended up having to shut down the studio because it didn't meet
their expectations.
Yeah.
I feel like you're forgetting a big one though.
Which is
Starfield.
Oh right.
Yeah, you know, the big next Bethesda game.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that one didn't do so good, did it?
I don't think it. I think it did very mixed reviews. I think I remember. I mean, I played it for a little bit. I think it was fine. I guess it's Listen, if you're a fan of of like the Bethesda sort of games, I think you'd be all right with it. But at the same time, it's sort of considering the other sort of games that are out there that do that similar formula, like there's probably better out there.
Well, it's it it still had the bones of Skyrim and the thing that made Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong.
So there wasn't anything like new. It just switched to guns. But also I
Yeah,
think we're
ambient
forgetting.
space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think we're forgetting the other game, Morrowind.
Oh, the re-release of no, it was Oblivion.
Oblivion. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it was they remastered Oblivion, which
yeah, yeah.
that's cool. It was a shadow drop, which I mean, again,
Great.
again, it was I think everybody really liked it. They,
Granted, it got overshadowed by Expedition 33.
I mean, yeah, but they're both different games.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I mean, what do you want to say?
No, that's,
It's a shadow drop. They didn't do a big whole like, oh yeah,
yeah.
coming out in X and now it's out today. You just download it on Gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't disagree.
Yeah. The thing with Xbox has been, you can say for this whole generation, is that whatever like steps have they done to make go forward, they have shot themselves in the foot slash and also somehow went 2 steps back. Sometimes 10.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like essentially the them buying out all these other game studios was them trying to find a way to compete with the amount of first party titles that PlayStation has, but ultimately hasn't really worked out the way that Microsoft wanted. I mean, obviously they own Activision, and I think they should at least be making a bunch of money off of like Call of Duty and stuff, right? Especially since that's the one game they're like it's gonna be on both consoles, that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, hell, think about it like this: Perfect Dark, like the new Perfect Dark they were supposed to be making, canceled. Right?
Yeah.
Like there's just it's just a constant string of like stuff they announce and just ultimately just doesn't come through.
To be fair, I think that's just a majority of like the company itself, like not just I mean not the company, but like the ecosystem that is gaming. Right now, there's a lot of companies that are trying really hard, and this goes to like even PlayStation 2. They want that AAA title, but it's like you can't just have AAA titles as your main thing. You can also have. There's a reason why Expedition 33 was such a big hit, because it's not a big company like game that you just like people who want to make a game make the game.
I mean, yeah,
it didn't cost them that much.
You're not wrong. I mean, hell, as much as we're talking about like the number of failures that Xbox has had, I mean, PlayStation has had failures too. I mean, Concord
is their biggest one.
Yeah, they poured a bunch of money into that. I mean, hell, they bought Destiny. I'm guessing because they were looking more in terms of like the ecosystem's turning into games as a service kind of thing. They wanted to jump in on that, and Concord was supposed to be like that. I mean, they bought Destiny, Bungie and Destiny because it was going to be that. But obviously, ultimately, it just doesn't, it didn't come out the way they wanted it to. I mean, hell, Marathon. I mean, I don't think Marathon was supposed to be PlayStation exclusive, but you could also say that the push from PlayStation to put a lot of their first party games onto PC is them sort of being like, we need to open up more revenue streams eventually. We have to.
Yeah.
We see PC gaming as like a good market. We have to put our games out there.
And don't get me wrong, I do think that they're coming out with like games that I'm very excited for.
I mean, Ghost of Yotei came out like this week. I'm pretty sure.
How's that been doing?
I think it's done solid reviews. I mean, for a first party PlayStation game, I'm pretty sure it's doing well for itself.
When will it be out on Steam though? A year?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I can wait a year.
I mean, is Ghost of Tsushima out on Steam already or no?
You know what? Keep talking. I'm gonna look it up.
All right. But yeah, just to get back to sort of the main topic of just Game Pass, it just, it is a. I mean, the thing is that I don't think Microsoft hasn't really had a statement yet of like. Because, I mean, people have been canceling their subscriptions or switching over to at least the medium tier price. Because at the end of the day, like, if you still want to play those Xbox exclusive games,
it is on Steam.
Okay. All right,
Mhm.
just wanted to make sure. But that game came out in what, 2018, 2019?
Yeah.
And then when did it come out on Steam?
Hold up. I don't have that information right now. Give me. Just keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah, okay, but anyways, like, because again, like your premium tier is $15, and it comes with a solid amount of value. And if you still want to play those Xbox exclusive games, you can. Not day one, obviously, but like within like what, a year, which is honestly fine. I mean, heck, I think they announced that like Ultimate users can play Hogwarts Legacy already. Like you can play it like right now, and sure, if you're a fan of Harry Potter, that's fine. But that game came out like what, 2 years ago, at least.
I feel like that. Yeah.
It feels like it was 2 years ago. So
I remember more of the controversy rather than like.
yeah, and so I'm not gonna get into J.K. Rowling's shenanigans, but
I mean, I feel like we both know where we all stand in that.
just somebody has to let her know that there's some mold growing in her house. Like, listen, I don't know if that's the cause, but like, I don't think it's helping, dude. But anyways,
So I can't find it, but I did find something. Remember when the whole Helldivers 2 situation with Sony?
yes, I think I do.
Yeah.
They were requiring you to have a PlayStation account if you played on PC, and people were pissed about that because,
Mhm.
if I recall correctly, not every country has the accessibility to PlayStation accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, it's like Sony is not, free of criticism.
Neither is Nintendo.
I mean, obviously, recently Nintendo, obviously, but it is funny that people, when you put it into perspective of,
I mean, technically Microsoft's still the worst.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you put it into perspective, I think somebody on Twitter put it into perspective of like how much it costs to play online.
Yeah.
Nintendo's still cheaper.
Somehow.
Well, I mean, yeah, because like I think it's funny enough. I talked about Game Pass, Xbox Live Gold back in the day was only $60 a year. I'm pretty sure Nintendo Switch Online is only $50 a year.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'll look it up just in case, but I mean, it is not that bad of a price.
No.
Like, I mean, obviously people are like, yeah, but screw Nintendo. It's like, yeah, but like at least Nintendo kind of understands, like, hey,
Listen.
we're in,
I'll say this about gaming. We're kind of in a situation where again, gaming is not affordable. Each one of these three companies has done some really like questionable things. I think more so Xbox right now because they're such in the limelight. Because they fell and they keep falling down every time they get up. While like Sony and Nintendo are like they fall but they're getting up and they're walking, and then they fall again, kind of thing. Are you checking right now for the price?
I'm just, yeah, like, if you were to buy the Nintendo Switch, and granted, this is Nintendo Switch Online,
Yeah.
without the expansion pack stuff,
Mhm.
which is basically just, hey, your virtual console games or whatever,
Yeah,
NES, all that stuff, is $20, $20 for a year.
That's
The
not that
$50 is with
Mhm.
playing your the old NES games, SNES, Game Boy, the GameCube stuff, the Virtual Boy,
Somehow.
which, I mean, granted, I will say, I was really hoping you didn't need the fucking Virtual Boy accessory to play those games, but apparently you do, or the cardboard, which
Who
is
the
just,
fuck is gonna get a cardboard?
I mean, hey, listen, I'll tell you this. If the cardboard VR works for other VR stuff besides Virtual Boy, maybe I do it for a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
Like, maybe, right? Maybe I can play Oculus Rift games with the Virtual Boy headset.
That would be funny.
But still, when you look at it like that, it, Nintendo is not that bad of a price.
No.
Like,
And again, like I said, like each one of these companies has done questionable things, things that have like made it very difficult to be someone in the gaming sphere. I think the only one that hasn't is Steam, but that's technically they're just a store.
yeah, you wouldn't call Steam like they. I mean, they make Steam Decks, which is your like handheld like competitor to the Switch, but like, to be honest, as much as people rave about it, you don't see people using it a whole lot.
I've only seen one in the wild once.
I think I've seen one in the wild once as well, but that was when we were at Evo,
Yeah.
and that's because you're not gonna play. I don't think this wasn't when I think the Switch 2 had come out, but nobody I think was had it. Nobody had it. I think at that point, you know,
Yeah.
like.
And I heard Street Fighter 6 is apparently good in that too.
Yeah, I've seen people test it out. Because I was gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure Street Fighter, 6 hadn't come out on the Nintendo Switch 2 yet, which is probably why, because they were playing Street Fighter on it.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I think we were at, I think it was last year. Somebody was playing Dragon Ball Fighters on their Nintendo Switch.
I do remember that.
So that's funny as hell to me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like Steam. Even then, Steam, back when it first started, people were upset about it because it's like, oh, I have to play the new Half-Life, I have to download the Steam. What the fuck is this? I hate this stuff or whatever. But then obviously, slowly over time, it's like, oh, actually, Steam is good. They always do good pricing. I mean, hell,
there's always a Steam sale.
I mean, hell, there's a Steam sale happening right now. I just bought some DLC for Planet Zoo right now because it was cheap as hell.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing. Hell,
yeah. Like I don't even consider like Steam as part of like the three.
No, it shouldn't be. It's its own ecosystem. I mean, I know obviously Epic Game Store, is trying hard to dethrone Steam, but by having all their free games and stuff. But at the end of the day, Steam has more of like convenience and like good pricing, and all this stuff. And granted, it's good to have competition, which is I think the ultimate thing, especially with the main big three consoles, right? It's good to have competition. I mean, hell, the success of the Nintendo Switch has prompted both Sony and Microsoft to do handheld gaming stuff for their consoles. Obviously, the PS5 has their like little weird thing.
I have not seen someone hold on to that.
Well, no, because that thing only really works if you're within range of your PlayStation 5.
Oh, that's stupid.
You can't take that on the go. You can take it on the go in your house, but you can't just straight up take
So
that.
essentially, you just made a Wii U.
I mean, yes, I think that's the big joke about it. That's why nobody uses it, right? And obviously Xbox is teaming up with
Razer,
I think somebody else, I forget who, but they have their the Ally, they're calling it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a handheld thing, but basically, but I'm pretty sure it's playing a lot of more Xbox games and stuff, which that's more akin to what a Switch is, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like you can just plug that into a TV and
No. But the thing about that one is that it's expensive as fuck.
Yes, it is also very expensive. I mean,
the highest end one is $1,000.
Yeah, and people were complaining about the Nintendo Switch being $500.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, again, I'm not trying to be a Nintendo fanboy because I feel like I've been throughout my entire life I've been, not pessimistic but like realistic about Nintendo. Like they know what they are.
Oh yeah.
Like Nintendo knows what it is. It doesn't try to compete with the two dogs in terms of graphics or performance. They just do their own little thing,
Yeah.
And people will get pissed about it. They'll get mad about their pricing or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like I know people are upset right now. Like, where's the new Mario game? And it's like,
well, no, the one I've heard now is like people are upset about the whole not like. You buy something online and you don't get like a refund kind of thing, and I'm just like, yeah, Sony's been doing that too.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like, I think the criticisms are like Nintendo is doing the things that the other two are doing now.
Yeah.
Right. The other two console makers are doing now, and it's sort of like, well, it's the changing of times, right?
It's the nature of the beast, really.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you didn't have to do it. Do you get a refund from Steam? I don't think I've ever refunded a game.
I have not, but it does let you refund.
Okay.
I think I looked at this once before. I think it's when I bought Fatal Fury, because I just wanted to double check like what would be the scenario to refund it. I believe you have 2 weeks to refund it, and it has to be less than like 2 hours of game time.
Oh, I hate that that's specific.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things of like, I'm guessing from Steam's end of like, oh, you played this game for more than 2 hours, therefore you are into it, right? Like
Hmm.
it's harder. But I think I've seen a lot of people like talk to Steam support and they've been able to get refunds even
Mm.
after the 2 hour date time. But
Yeah.
I think it's more like it gives you the lenience of like, hey, 2 weeks. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Like if you test it out, if you want to just play a game, test it out for a little bit, and then you're like, well, this isn't for me, then
Hmm.
you can easily refund it within 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but speaking of Steam though, because this has been making the rounds I've seen on social media, where somebody was actually given a portion of store credit back because something they had bought was actually brought down in price. So it's like, hey, this thing you bought before actually went down, so we're actually giving you some money back because
Mm.
to give you the fair price that it
That's
should
good.
be. And it's
That's
like,
good.
oh, well, that's cool, that's interesting. But
It's also probably because I mean, again, I'm not surprised when seeing that because like Steam is not owned by a big ass company.
yeah, Valve is. I mean, Valve is. I wouldn't say Valve is like one of the biggest gaming companies around, but they have Dota. They hold their Dota tournaments and stuff that are
Hmm.
pretty big. Um, but it's
They don't have a big head oversight overseeing them like Microsoft and
yeah,
Sony.
they don't have their. They're doing their own thing. Like Gabe Newell, which I believe is the name of the.
No, this is the name.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still alive though.
No, he's still alive.
Somehow, until he announces Half-Life 3 and turns to dust.
Yeah. And I think that is something that people have been talking about. Like, it seems like a lot of Steam's goodwill, or at least good practices, are from Gabe himself.
Hmm.
So it is sort of a wonder of like when Gabe moves, passes on, or like decides to, leave the company just to
Yeah.
retire or whatever.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, okay, who steps up next? Are they still going to continue what Gabe has been doing, or are they going to go down that corporate route that every other game, marketplace has been doing it recently, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, when you come back to Game Pass, I think it's like we said before, it's not a great decision.
No, it's not.
Microsoft, I don't think has said anything about the backlash at all. So I mean, I don't know if it
They
will.
might have, but we just didn't pay attention to it because like we're all just kind of like accepting the fact that this is still stupid.
I mean, I haven't seen anything because I checked again their article on their Xbox Wire page, which
Mhm.
is their official news page. I haven't seen them mention anything about like looking or readjusting any pricing or whatever. Just
Mhm.
so nothing.
I mean,
So,
if they do, good. You're listening to criticism. That is what you should always do.
yeah, and I think that we would commend them for that, but also at the same time, that's something that a lot of consumers need to also show. Like you gotta vote with your wallet. You know, straight up, because these companies want your money, and so if you just withhold that and tell them no, I'm not gonna do that,
Mhm.
right? Like, that
Yeah.
shows them like, hey, this is a bad decision. We
Because
gotta act fast.
one
about this.
person not paying with their wallet means nothing compared to 1,000.
Yeah, and granted, I say this, but I recall when Left 4 Dead 2
Mhm.
it was coming out, and you needed Steam to play it. People were like wanting to boycott the game, but
Mhm.
then like the boycott didn't work. People just played the game anyway. So
Wow. Okay.
what I'm saying here is that sometimes gamers have a hard time boycotting things because they are very much of a give me the game, I want to play the game, give me the game.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm guilty of that as well. There'll be times I'm like, I shouldn't play this game. I shouldn't play this, or like I shouldn't be supporting this. But I'm like, the game's so fun. Like I'm willing to admit that myself. I am not a perfect man. But like yeah, no, it like I said, one person saying like I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna buy this is meaninless to compare to like 1,000. I'm not saying that as like a negative, but it's more like we are all agreement that this is bad. Let's show them that we do not agree with this. Whether it be canceling subscription or just going with the lowest price ever.
I mean, yeah, whatever you feel like works.
Honestly, because like like say the $10, if everyone just moved to $10,
Like, I
they'd be
mean,
like they'd be losing the amount of money they thought they were gonna get.
yeah,
That's still affecting their pricing.
yeah, it still affects their
Yeah.
their revenue, right?
Mm.
Like at the end of the day, vote with your wallet. That's pretty much the biggest thing I have to say. I mean, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to?
There's not much I can say. It's just that like I hope that this isn't like a thing that's gonna be happening more often. I mean, not saying Xbox. I feel like because again, whatever step forward they make, they end up making two steps back. That's kind of how this company is.
Yeah.
You get a cool game like High Five Rush, and then you cancel the studio for a fucking reason. You know, but like they raise their prices on consoles. Really dumb. Sony's raising their prices with consoles. Really dumb. You know, we saw the whole Nintendo Switch situation going on. Really dumb. Like this is kind of like the ongoing thing that's gonna be happening within the gaming sphere, and it's I don't want to end it in like a negative way, but I do agree. Pay with your wallet. Vote with your wallets.
Mm-hmm.
Show them that you do not agree with this, and who knows? I would say start supporting like more smaller title games, or because I think that's probably the best way to show like, hey, we don't need the big AAA games. Something smaller is fine. That there's a reason why Expedition 33 it was the big talk of the town. Small studio, former Ubisoft devs.
I mean, yeah, I think that's something that I think gaming needs to do. I mean, you talk about Expedition 33, Hollow Knight Silksong. Big game.
Yes.
Big game made by indie developers. Granted, it took them a while to get it out, but it is making numbers. It is seen as like a big thing. Like it's very clear that the gaming.
Jeff Keighley kept teasing it.
It's very clear that the gaming atmosphere does not. Well, as much as we talk about, people like talk about like, oh, this needs to have like all the graphics and like realistic lighting and stuff. It's like making just a good game on a solid budget is gonna sell.
Yeah.
Like granted, like I keep thinking back to stuff like when Square Enix was upset that like I forget which game it was, but like they were constantly overestimating like games like, oh, it didn't make enough, but it's like still like a million units. I'm like, that's good. Like, what were you expecting it to make?
I don't know why I thought of Forspoken or whatever that one game was.
No, God, I think it was during the PS4 era. I think.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember.
What game was that?
Yeah, because
I'm. Yeah. Yeah, like no really can say that about anything, even the movies too. Like no movie has to make a bajillion dollars to to be great. You just need to make it good.
Oh, you know what? I think it was Final Fantasy 16.
Right. That game was so. Like, I haven't played the game. I'm a big I like Final Fantasy. I just never had time for that one. But like everything I've heard was like that game underselling. I'm like, what are you talking about? Didn't it sell? Like it sold a good amount of units.
And I guess I mean the FF7 Rebirth also was a bit of lower sales.
Yes.
But to be fair, I think that might be on Square Enix because they wanted to divide this Final Fantasy 7 remake into like I'm guessing 3 games.
No, it is because everyone's like it's reflecting of how 7 was 3 discs.
Yeah, because it's like, well, we wanted to make the best thing possible, and we can't. It would take us forever to make the entire game like this or whatever, right? But at the same time, it's like, well, each of these games are basically are going to be 3 separately, fully expansive JRPGs, and you're really banking on the entirety of people who like Final Fantasy 7 to buy all of those.
Yeah.
Which I know, I mean, there's definitely going to be people that do that.
Max.
Don't be wrong. Yes, the Maximilian dude.
Yes, love him.
But at the same time, it's like, would I pay? Do I just rather wait for all of those parts to come out in like a complete bundle and then play them all? Well, I mean, they're all on Steam already.
Is the second one out on Steam?
Yeah, it's already on Steam.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's one of those things of like these gaming companies really need to sort of set their sights on more realistic expectations
Yeah.
of like, hey, these smaller games can sell to, you can make profit off of those and be happy with that instead of just trying to go bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
Yeah, your big games will bring the money in. Don't worry.
Like, it's like not everybody can be Call of Duty or Madden or FIFA or whatever.
Yeah,
and
because
make these,
those hit.
those hit on the most casual of levels,
Mhm.
right? So that's
It's the equivalent of an action of expecting all of your movies to be action movie budget level. It's like you're gonna be losing money.
yeah. Like if you are making like a rom com expecting it to make Avengers Endgame money, that's not how that works.
No, like that's not no. Like I think of like all like the biggest like the most influential movie this year was like Sinners, and that was made in a smaller budget, and it made so much of it back because it was one good, two smaller budget.
Yeah.
That's how that works. But that's as much as I can say. So enjoy. We're gonna put a pin on this one. We'll see what happens. If it happens in a time we're gonna be recording, we'll let you guys know. But if you enjoyed what you heard, be sure to follow us on all social medias: Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're most active on Instagram, where you find a link to all podcast sites. We're officially part of like Google Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, all of the like, and a link to the YouTube for all you listeners out there who want to put a face to the voice. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and a Patreon for any form of support. And yeah, it's been me, your boy Eli.
Me, Joe.
You guys have a good one. Try and enjoy the games that you love.